welcome back everyone. Later parts of this game have taken a lot more time than the earlier ones, haven't they? I flew through the majority of this game in the first sitting. What do you stop that? Jeez. This is a little ridiculous. Turning quite yet. Yeah. Just have to finish the one lap before you're healed. But when everyone's glitching around like crazy and just bouncing into you, it's a bit of a pain. I know everyone is conveniently in the toughest vehicle too. Did she just back into me and deal damage to me? That's not something I have the privilege of doing to my opponents. Yes! Zoom! You never catch me now. Unless you also get some kind of divine speed boost. Why can I not deal any damage to anyone? Hello. I do not appreciate my opponents being invincible. Jeez. Would you stop that? Ah, on the last curve, too.
3, 2, 1, go!
The amount of influence I have over how much damage anybody does to anybody is a lot less than I'd like in this game. Why can't I deal any damage to grabs? Jeez. Go away. I wasn't even trying to destroy Sandy. And I managed to destroy Patrick just by trying to pass him. Again, this is... You're at the mercy of how glitchy the game's physics does or doesn't feel that day. I can't quite tell what it is I'm actually running into in that open area. What those red things are. Everyone just has to brake so hard and so quickly every time. Look at that! Look at their stopping distance whenever I get slowed down is ridiculous. You try to go through quickly and then just stop there. Yeah, surviving this is a bit of a challenge. Oh, no, I need to be careful. That does damage to me. What is that brown stuff? I can't actually tell. That's the second time I got destroyed on that. I can't tell what it is, though. That would be why I never realized it did damage to me. Like, I realized it was there, but I couldn't tell it was actually something that I had to avoid, because I can't tell what it is. And what could be on the sand that's going to deal damage to my boat? I swear, sometimes I press the boost button while I have boost and it doesn't boost. It replace the "you cannot boost" sound. Okay. What is that? Just a patch of flowers or something?
3, 2, 1.
I happen to get destroyed anyways in the exact same spot by something else. Out of the way. It's supposed to be escaping from things, and instead I'm just here playing traffic jam. It's a good thing I don't have to complete all these in a row without failure. Like the game, I'm pretty sure, told me explicitly at one point. Also, the one here is pretty pretty. There are some things I like about the levels here, and I like the variety in them too, the locations. The Flying Dutchman stuff and whatnot is pretty cool. I would like to see that in the console version. Gameplay is another matter. Well, that's not much hope for this anymore.
3, 2, 1.
I am trying to still be somewhat aggressive because my grade does depend on that. It's supposed to also destroy my opponents. So you know, sometimes I can just lightly tap into everyone and utterly destroy them. Other times I'm even boosting to everyone and the game will not acknowledge I'm doing it. I won't even do the slightest amount of damage into them. I need to not drive directly into the acid though. I don't know what acid's doing out here, but... The interesting thing here is that since I get healed at the beginning of every lap, it's not even a matter of whether it doesn't matter how much damage I take on a lap, it's just whether I can survive a lap 3 times in a row. It's not so much whether I can survive 3 laps, it's whether I can survive a lap 3 times. It seems to be kind of beneficial to go around that turn slowly so that everyone stops for me. I realize crowds on the inside of that turn, so I either have to... Come on. Come on. I think both condition is one of the things I'm graded on too, so this isn't going to go too great, but I basically have to hit something right here at the end here. Jeez. Take it. Yeah, I got A plus A. It's A plus A plus A minus. Give me an A minus total. I would be more entertained if they used some time cards from the show instead of just saying later over and over. Very nice. Merriment and Rocker Boy apparently helped somehow.
Just as I suspected.
I figured. So really just stick this under D? Oh, whatever. Again, how did all this happen? Some of this literally happened inside of Mrs. Puff's classroom. No, apparently Squidward's the one doing it this time. You know what? No, alternate ending. In which Rayman and Barnacle Boy save the day. Yeah, why is that so expensive? Unfortunately, I can't use the tugboat like he has. And the super sub. Why not? Off we go. It's not the invisible boatmobile, but it's something. The superhero super sub. In which Merryman and Barnacle Boy catch the criminal instead of Spongebob. Oh, we're actually on the, See, I like that we got to go back on this course again. I appreciate that. You know, I was bummed that we never made use of this place again in the, console version. Somehow, I imagine, I don't know what just gave me this mental image, but I imagine Merryman and Barnacle Boy driving around in this boat or in the Invisible Boatmobile. Kind of like in a police cruiser, but instead of having a police siren wailing, it's just like this klaxon of Merryman yelling evil over and over in a rising and falling bitch. A+. He was very generous in giving me that grade. Again, I think it would have been nice if they had some other time card for that. So, why? I admit, like, I don't have Merryman's appearance memorized or anything, but something looks very wrong about him here. Merryman and Barnacle actually do carry him off. Perfect. I accidentally kind of made it work.
That's okay, Spongebob. You can always take classes from Mrs. Puff again next year.
Yeah, you're right. Wow, Mrs. Puff, how can I ever thank you?
No need to thank me, SpongeBob. Oh, what have I
I'm kind of weirded out by how she regrets that in the console version, where she explicitly says, like, I couldn't possibly let someone else teach SpongeBob successfully. That would be terrible for me, even though she doesn't really specify why that is. Oh, hey, there's a map of the driving course in the schoolroom, the classroom. But then she then proceeds to take SpongeBob's license away, and then be bothered she has to teach him again. Actually, I feel like in the show she would probably be pretty on board. Oh, so he starts with this boat. That's his only boat? That's weird. Still, why 5,000 for that? I don't really feel like playing with exams right now. I don't think in the show she would ever consider not. I don't feel like doing velocity either. I don't think in the show she'd ever consider not letting someone else teach SpongeBob, personally. see what this is like playing as this guy anyways, and we'll just finish up the game now. Since it's somehow the second half of this playthrough took a long time. Like the first 3/4 of the game took me very little time in comparison. So does this thing have stupid broken stats considering its cost or what? I mean, its stats, the letter stats it had didn't seem like anything special. Well, I admittedly didn't look at what, well, I'd say just now I didn't look what Seymour's stats were, but I had seen his stats on that screen before and didn't think anything of them before. And somehow I'm not taking much damage right now. So maybe it's super hardy. Again, which character you used also had a significant impact on what your letter stats were, and yet that didn't seem to actually make much difference when I was playing as different characters. In reality. Yeah, so I don't have infinite health or anything, but it does seem to take quite a while to bring me down. I guess. Bow's definitely pretty heavy though. Only A- for strength though. We had A+ for these guys. Yeah. Huh, it says its speed is high, but steering is low. It felt pretty slow too, but whatever. So, again, the garage, still not sure what the point is. And still not sure how you get all these trophies or what they are at all. Not the slightest idea. I don't know. I can pay grotesque amounts of money for really random designs. Rock. Oh, those really look appealing. I don't know why one costs more than the other, to be perfectly honest. Oops, didn't mean to leave, but I guess we have a garage now. With colors. And trophies that we do not, in any capacity, understand the meaning of. Kinda random, but whatever. Actually, I should see what the quick race is like. See to choose the area. Up to including the pony school, nice. They have names for all of these too, that's interesting. Interesting, you don't have options for all of the different events in each area. Eliminate opponents until you win. I guess wait, it's just a different way of phrasing the same game mode for destruction. Interesting. No, I should probably actually at least go all the way into starting a race just to see if there are any other weird options to choose from or anything. No, apparently not. In which Rayman and Barnacle Boy then proceed to also attack everyone else after Seymour.
3, 2, 1, go!
I do appreciate you actually get to do stuff on this course though in this game, unlike in the console version. Still bummed out you couldn't do the same in the console version since it was such a nice recreation of that course. This one's kind of a caricature of the original. Oh, I get a report card for everything too, it's weird. And I get money. Oh geez, I get grades for all of them? That's weird. I don't know what the point of that would be. Again, I don't know what the point was of all the other grades either, so... Alright, well... that was this peculiar game. Weird control scheme. Another one of those games that really only felt like they were... you know, the control scheme they were just kind of because they had to. Have something taking advantage of the peculiarities of the system. Nintendo systems tend to fall victim to that a lot. They allow for weird control schemes, and then everyone who makes games for them feels kind of obligated to abuse them. Which sometimes works, and also sometimes doesn't. But the controls weren't really the main issue here. I just thought the game is so vague about what it expects from you, and I don't even know what the point was of a lot of things. Like, as far as I could tell, you can't actually see what the trophies are for, which seems to make them kind of pointless. I don't know why some things cost so much to begin with. All the visual stuff in the garage, for instance, versus the characters and the cars that seem to cost so much, even though I don't think they made that big of a difference. Especially the tugboat being 5,000. Having to buy it for every character is ridiculous. You're not going to get enough money to buy the tugboat. I wouldn't have even had enough money to buy the tugboat, I don't think, after having played through this whole game. Unless I went into the race now and everything. You just grind it for things. That would be enough to buy one tugboat for one character. Why? But no, it was mostly the game kind of lying to you about what it's asking of you in some cases, in other cases not really telling you at all. And then things like your opponents behaving so ridiculously, both damaging you in large amounts just through glitchiness, and having the most extreme rubber banding I've ever seen in any game, to a pretty almost comical degree, except for when you're the one that has to try to deal with it. It's funny to watch when you see Sandy just ricocheting around the road and slamming into everyone and destroying them. But when you're actually having to try to drive past her as she's doing that, it's actually pretty annoying. And things you just can't do anything about, like the one tunnel in Rock Bottom, where every single time, everyone around you is going to bunch up around you, and you'll already be bouncing around like a pinball before you even get out of the tunnel. And then you'll just take grotesque amounts of damage immediately once you come out of it. An odd thing. I did not see Bromlaman in the credits this time, but I wasn't looking too closely, I admit. I wonder if when people talk about not liking Voting Bash, they're talking about the DS version, because I would sympathize. There are some things I liked, like being able to race around the boating school, and also some of the courses. Some of the courses were cool ideas, and I liked that. It's always amusing seeing a slightly different interpretation of the same story, because there's always some small amount of divergence between the console version and the handheld version, and this game was another example of that. But I thought the console version was fairly polished, even if that was probably in part because they're able to cut a lot of corners by not using their own assets for a lot of things. We're using models and music and stuff like that, but I already explained my feelings on that in the console version. I don't have too many hard feelings against that. But the gameplay was fine, except for your opponents clearly cheating in the console version if you would get knocked out. Because then all of a sudden your opponent would get like 20 more points in those pick up the broken parts of your opponent's missions. This one though, and what were the grades for? It's confusing. It's a strange little game that I found pretty harmless at first and then kind of annoying towards the end. Oh well, we're through with it, and I'll figure out whatever next to do after this. Don't remember what yet. I don't have anything planned specifically, I don't think. I don't even know if it'll be a SpongeBob game I do next or not, but we'll figure it out. Bye everyone.